Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I have another guitar for sale. Like I mentioned in my other video, I'm going to be really studying piano for the next 12 months. So I got to make some sacrifices to part with some of my guitars to physically make space, because I got pianos coming in, modules. Because like I said in the other video, and sorry if I sound like a broken record, you can do so much with keyboards and synthesizers. You can do a whole composition by yourself. Guitar is just plain guitar. You know, you can't do a whole composition just consisting of nothing but guitars, you know. There was a guy named Dennis Coffey in the 70s. He made a song called Scorpio. They had a bad bass line solo in it. And it was called the Detroit Guitar Band. And I think it was just guitars. You know, it was about 4 or 5 guitars playing along with each other. And, you know, there was no, yeah, there was bass, but there's nothing but bass and guitars. And I'm like, sometimes you want some piano, you know, to kind of round it out. Of course, you can have a song that's guitar heavy, but, you know, you're kind of limited with just guitar. When you're a keyboard player, you can just put together a whole album, you know, by yourself, if you're that good, like Teddy Riley, you know. So I'm going to be parting with some of my guitars, and the ones that I'm going to be parting with now are higher end guitars, because normally when I post guitars, you know, 150, 200, 250, you know, but the ones that I'm parting with now are a little higher because they're worth that, you know. You can't sell every guitar for 250, you know, unless you're going to take a serious beating, you know. But with the J Terzi guitars, I can do that because they're economically priced and they sound good. I mean, they actually sound and feel better than what they're worth. But that's not all guitars like with this one. This is a Gregg Bennett bass. Gregg Bennett is a I call him a pioneer in guitar design, because he goes against the grain, and this is one of the guitars that does that. What's cool about this guitar, scale-wise, it has the same long scale as a Fender Jazz. I'm looking at my Jazz bass right now. They got the same length neck. But what makes this one so different, and I'll stick it up to the camera in a minute because I don't think you can see the headstock. They make the body smaller and the headstock smaller, because basses are heavy as hell and they long as hell. You know, it's just, and now he decided to create a design where you get the same full scale, but they took away some of that heavy ass wood and that big ass headstock, and it feels good to play. I got 2 of these. I got a different one. This thing, I guess the brand is Samick. This thing feels good to play. You know, because I've played this live, because I'm like, yeah, I can go out and play this thing and still on this big old fender and the neck weight out here and 5 pounds on the headstock, and it's a bigger body and it's just heavy. You better bring your strap because you're going to need it, you know. And like I said, Gregg Bennett has been very unique in his designs, because I'm like, finally somebody decided to do something different and take off some of that weight, you know. Because again, a lot of times with these guitars that are, you know, a smaller body, the neck is small too. It's a small scale neck. But I'm like, this is full scale neck, just not that much weight here, and definitely not that much weight at the top, because it's not a super big headstock like the Jazz Fender basses, you know. So this one's $250, $50 shipping and handling, $75 if you're in California. My PayPal is right down there. I'll leave a link down here, let you guys hear this guitar. This guitar feels good and sounds good, you know, because I got 2 of these. They're kind of the same. No, they're not the same model, because the other one has jazz bass pickups and precision. This one just got precision. And when you have more than one guitar, and the reason for having more than one guitar, especially when you're professional, there's going to be certain styles that sound better on certain guitars. This is by no means a slap and thumb bass, which you can turn it into it when you change the strings. But I got 2 guitars in my setup, bass guitars, and I think I got like 10 bass guitars around here. I only got 2 that have round wounds. instead of flat rounds, flat wound. You know, flat wounds give you a different sound than round wounds. You know, and it feels good to play round wounds because it's round. It's not the strings. They're smooth, you know, as opposed to flat rounds where you can feel the string coil, you know, and this feels good to play. And I put a Studio Trick gizmo on here, which is just real simple. And I'll stick it up to the camera in a minute. A sponge here, you know, it makes it the sound more adapt as opposed to your notes ringing out. Because there's some songs like the Motown stuff, a lot of the Motown stuff, James Jamerson, and I know Bob Bobbitt would put sponge here, you know, so it wouldn't be ringing. It just, you know, you hit it and it tones and then that's it. So I would use this guitar to do a lot of my Motown covers to get that tone, you know. And this is in excellent shape. Just a slight surface, but that's about it. You know, it's in good condition. It's not mint, but it's in good condition. But I'll stick it up to the camera. Like I told you, the action's pretty good on this. It could be lower if I change the strings and gauge, because I don't know what gauge these are, but I normally put light gauges, 8s on my lead guitar, and I put the lightest gauge on my bass guitars, especially when I want to do some thumping. When I don't want to do any thumping, I would just kind of probably have it next to the lightest. But I'm not quite sure what gauge strings these are. But if you were to take these off and put flat rounds, the action would be even lower. And it'd sound like a bass guitar with flat rounds. So again, $250, $50 shipping and handling. It'll go out the next business day with United States Postal tracking and signature required. Meaning that you can track it, and then when it shows up, you got to sign for it. They hand it over to you. They're not going to just sit up on the side of your house or in front of your house on your doorstep and leave. You got to sign for it. Somebody got to be home to sign for it. But I hate to part with anything that I got now. I mean, absolutely hate to part with anything. Because sometimes you have guitars like, they good guitars, I don't play it really that much, so I don't mind selling it. I play these, but I told you I'm on a mission right now to be a decent player, piano player. So I got to part with some of the stuff to physically free up some space. And again, let me just say this, because I had this one guy, clown. You should stop selling these low-end guitars. And he's talking about Jay Tercer. If you need money, dude, I'll give you money. I'm like, dude, I'm not hurting for nothing. I've never had to sell anything because I needed fucking money. I sell stuff to pass it on to you guys, pass on a good deal. Because, I mean, there are some times and some people that, they fall on hard times, they got to part with their stuff. And it's unfortunate, but I'm not one of them dudes. Never been one of those dudes. I got to sell all my shit because I got to pay for this. Or rent, do it, mortgage, none of that. So I needed, I guess, to make that point or make that statement for those who think that it's like that. It's not like that. So let me, for the record, it ain't like that. I can keep everything that I got, and I can keep buying shit if I want, because I'm still buying shit. I got pianos coming in, I bought drums. I got 2 sets of drums, like, I'm not hurting for money, I just like passing on good stuff and cutting out that, getting garbage. Because when you first start to pick up an instrument, people usually sell you garbage because you don't know any better. I'm trying to eliminate for the beginners that want a high quality guitar, or the intermediate players or advanced players. They know Horseman don't sell garbage. He don't play garbage. He's got garbage, and when he gets garbage, he's sending garbage back. He don't try to sell garbage to you guys. Oh, I'm stuck with this, so I'm gonna pass it. No, it goes back, you know. Even when some of the sellers don't want to sell it back, go back, because I had some issues with Reverb, and like I told you guys, and I'm gonna wrap this video up. Sorry for prolonging it. I told you guys on Reverb, I've gotten shit that rusty shit, knobs missing shit, not playing and working shit. And people on Reverb think that they're going to refuse my refund. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. You sent me something that wasn't as described. And thank God for Reverb staff and PayPal. They don't play that. When you want your money back and this is not working, because that's the only time that I request a refund, when it's not as described or there's some stuff that's not working, Other than that, I'll keep it, because it's as what the people say, it's in good condition, and it is what it is in the description. But I guess I'm done here. Like I said, I don't want to party with anything I got right now. If I just shut it off now, as far as not buying anything and not selling anything, I'll be happy. I'm like, I got enough different varieties of basses and guitars to keep me happy for a long time. But I'm on a mission, like I told you guys, scratch that off my bucket list before I die here. Morris Man did achieve becoming a decent player. Again, he's not trying to be a super great player, virtuoso, nothing like that. He just want to be able to do basic stuff, So I'm going to sign off now. Until next time, take care. So if you're interested again, leave me a comment. Say, hey, Morris Man, I'm interested. Is it still available? If you don't see the soul sign across here, it's still available. Once you contact me and I say yes, you can send the money. You send it. I put soul across here. It goes out the very next business day. UPS, United States Postal Tracking and signature required. Thanks for watching.